Hi guys, welcome to Hither Green TMD in O gauge. What has gone on? Well, you saw the previous little update, I'm assuming anyway. The wagon is here, so it's not weathered, so you know you haven't missed that little video yet. That's the next job. I had been procrastinating over the construction of the depot and everything else. And one thing that's happened is on my previous layouts, that'll be Upper Wilmington and Southgates before that, of which there's just a couple of videos on this channel about, neither of which were ever completed, on the basis that I never got around to getting my head organised sufficiently to do the fiddle yard or sector plate or cassette system or whatever. And I had been looking at this one for a while, and as usual I'm leaving it, and I keep looking at it and thinking, yeah, I've got to get round to it, I must get round to it. Well, for being a good boy at work, I was given a $50 Bunnings voucher for being professional. So thanks to work, I've been to Bunnings and I've bought some wood and draw runners, and I have 90% sort of finished the traverser, which is currently behind you over there. So I've had a constructive week. It's not taken all week, but a couple of little jobs earlier in the week, and actually finished it off this weekend. I've had 4 days off of work, long weekend. So with further ado, I shall turn you around and we'll have a look at the traverser. And here we have it, one traverser. Disregard the corner of the cabinet here, it has to go somewhere and I can't get it out of the way. So what have I done? The main frame is exactly the same as I've done on all my other boards. Basically a rectangular frame with some cross braces, and the legs all made the same as all the others, held in with a couple of coach bolts. I have here, in this joint here, used DCC Concepts metal dowels. They're great little things, they really line up nicely and they don't move, they don't snap off or anything like that. So those combined with a couple of bolts hold everything beautifully aligned. What I have used on this is basically, on each runner is 4 draw runners, sliders, whatever you wish to call them, fitted on top of a cross beam. I wasn't sure whether to go with a traverser system or a cassette system so I could take the locos off. What I intend to do is, what I've still got to do on this is fit an aluminium angle to support this corner, because at the minute when we pull it forward this corner droops. So I was having issues shaping the aluminium. One of those little things is this runner here is exactly the same distance that the aluminium angle stuck out, so it was great, I could get it on, but it would bind on it and be tight. So I've got to get another piece of aluminium because I tried to shape it, but I made a mess, so I throw it in the bin, I've got to live with it. So I'm going to get a new piece. And on, at the back end there, the board of the traverser tray actually just gently lays on top of the frame of the the frame. So that corner doesn't tip, so it's just this one here. And what I'm also going to do is, because I'm going to put the aluminium angle here, I'm also going to mount at a later date another aluminium strip across here somewhere, and I will be able to locate cassettes on top of it, and I'm going to use one for one rail, one for the feed to the other rail. On the cassette it just sits on top with a locating hole in the aluminium on this end, so they'll just sit on, and everything should line up nicely and juice up through 2 pieces of aluminium up onto the cassette. So it's going to be a multi-purpose thing. So that is the plan, and that's where we are. So I have done some physical things. I'm very happy with it. The gap is nice and straight, front to back, everything worked out lovely. Eventually, there's a couple of bits of trial and error. There were some mistakes made, but you can't see them, and they were rectified properly. They weren't just bodged, which mainly involved filling holes with dowels, cutting them short, sanding and re-drilling holes in the appropriate places. So this is where we're at. We now have a traverser. So my layout, pretty much now, the main body of it is made. So here on in, apart from things like wiring up this, I'm short a couple of lengths of track, so I've got to get some more track. But from there on in, it'll be modelling rather than construction of the baseboards. So that's progress. So there we have it. That's where we've got to. Things with me tend to take time because I like to plan things in my head and get things right, because I've got to live with it for a long time. So there's lots of sitting at work whilst doing my job, being a train driver. There's lots of time alone, no one to talk to, so there's plenty of time to mould things over in the head and lay plans down, which is what has been going on here. But I'm really pleased to get that out of the way, because that was a little stalling thing there, stumbling block, you know, keep coming in, look at it, thinking, got to do it. Same with the yob. That's exactly why the yob hasn't progressed yet. I'm still working things out, because I want to add it and make it more than just a static crane. So yeah, that's why that hasn't gone ahead. But the van body, that'll be easy. I haven't got to think about that because I know what I'm doing with that, and I know how I'm going to do it because I've done bits and pieces before, although a couple of the techniques that are going to be in that video will be different to what I've done before, so I'm going to also use it as a bit of an experiment for myself, as well as showing people how I do my normal weathering, such as I've got here on my Terrier and a couple of the wagons that you've seen previously. The Terriers are here because I've rearranged the room to take access into that corner behind you to do the traverse, which means I've had to move the cabinets around and everything else. So I bought some Star Wars figures through, which means the Terriers have displaced, but they now would go in the other cabinet in the other room, and things just move around. We're getting tidied again so that I can continue and get a few things done. So yeah, now that's done. The rest of the build on that, which is just a bit of track, a bit of wiring, and that aluminium strip, will all be done off video. I won't really need to revisit all that. I might show you briefly in an update video later of the actual completed working. Well, you'll see it working anyway. So that's where we are, and I shall catch you next time around. So any questions, please ask, and I will, as usual, respond as quickly as I can. So all the best, catch you later, see ya.